This is the SL-A303 SL Track Massage Chair Recliner. I just wanted to share my experience with this in case anyone else is considering it. I've been using it enough hours now that I can tell you what it actually feels like day to day, what works, and what gets a little annoying. This kind of chair is for someone who wants consistent, repeatable relief at home, especially if you carry stress in your lower back, hips, or legs, or you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk. It is also for people who like adjusting settings until it feels right, because this chair gives you a lot of control. If you want one simple button and done every time, you might find it a little busy. What makes this one stand out in real use is how far the rollers travel and how much the chair can change its pressure. The roller track follows the shape of your spine and then keeps going into the glutes. That matters because I have tried chairs that stop too early, and they never really address that upper hip and glute area where I get tight. The rollers here can also push inward more than basic roller systems. On the wrong setting, it can feel like too much, but when I dial it back, it feels closer to a firm hands-on massage instead of a light rubbing motion. Physically, it is a big chair. It looks more like a wellness device than normal furniture. Mine has a clean, modern look with faux leather that I can wipe down quickly. The back is tall and supportive, and there is ambient lighting on the sides that you can toggle. I do not care much about lighting, but at night it is nice to have a soft glow instead of a bright screen lighting up the whole room. Before I started using it, my main concern was setup. It is heavy, and I expected a frustrating afternoon with tools and confusing instructions. In reality, delivery was easier than I expected because it arrived almost fully assembled. I still recommend having a second person around, mostly just to help guide it and keep it from bumping walls. It rolls on hidden casters, so once it is on a hard floor, moving it into position is doable. The bigger issue is space. You need to measure your room and also think about the path to get it there. Once it is placed, it takes up real floor space, and it is not something you will want to move around every day. One thing that helped me make it work in a tighter spot is the sliding base. It does not need a huge gap from the wall when it reclines. In my room, that made the difference between fitting comfortably and feeling like it was taking over everything. When I turn it on, it runs a body scan. That part actually matters. It is trying to line up the rollers with your shoulders and spine, and if the scan lands correctly, the massage feels natural instead of randomly hitting the wrong spots. I am around 5 feet 5 inches tall, and the rollers line up well on my neck and shoulders. Someone shorter in my house, closer to 5 feet 2 inches, sometimes has to adjust posture a little or shift their head position to get the roller contact to feel right. It is not a deal breaker, but it is real. If you are on the shorter end, expect a minute of adjusting at the start until you learn what position works. Once I am in, I usually recline into the middle zero gravity position. It puts your legs up and takes pressure off your lower back. It also presses your back more evenly into the rollers, which makes the massage feel more consistent from top to bottom. This chair has heat in the lumbar area. I use it almost every session. It is not scorching, but it is warm enough that after a few minutes my lower back softens up and the rollers stop feeling sharp. When my back is tight, the difference is noticeable. Without heat, I feel the roller edges more. With heat, it feels smoother. The massage coverage is the main reason I keep using it. It works from the neck down through the mid-back and then into the glutes, and the transitions feel pretty smooth. The roller pressure can get intense, even when I do not think I set it that high. If you are sensitive, start low. On days when my muscles feel tender, I sometimes put a thin towel between my back and the chair. That takes the edge off without ruining the massage. The airbag system covers a lot of the body. It squeezes around the shoulders, arms, waist, calves, and feet. I like the arm and calf compression because it feels like it helps with circulation after sitting all day. The squeeze strength is adjustable, and even the lighter settings feel useful. If I crank it up, it can feel a little too tight, especially around the forearms. I keep it in the middle most of the time. The foot and calf area is the part I did not expect to care about, and it ended up being my favorite. The foot rollers hit the arches and the ball of the foot with a steady rhythm, and the airbags wrap around the sides and top so your feet stay in place. When my legs are tired, that combination is more satisfying than I expected. The calf compression is also well done. It is not just a quick squeeze. It holds and releases in a way that feels deliberate, and it has been great after long walks or workouts. Noise is low enough that I can use it while someone else is in the room watching something. You hear motors and the soft sound of airbags inflating, but it is not a loud mechanical clatter. I have also used it late at night without feeling like I am disturbing the whole house. For daily use, I appreciate that there is an automatic shutoff timer. I usually set it for about 20 minutes. That is long enough to feel real relief without turning it into a long session. If I do more than that, the intensity can start to feel like too much, especially on the stronger roller settings. There are built-in speakers and they connect over Bluetooth. Pairing was straightforward for me. The sound is fine for background music or a podcast-style talk, but I treat it as convenience audio, not something I would use for serious listening. Still, it is nice to put on a playlist and let the chair do its thing without reaching for a separate speaker. Now, the controls. This is where I have mixed feelings. The main remote gives you lots of options, which I like, but it is not backlit. In a dim room, I end up angling it toward a lamp or tapping around until I find what I want. There are also quick controls on the armrest, which sounds great, but when the arm airbags inflate, reaching those buttons gets awkward. It is one of those small design things you only notice when you are actually using the chair regularly. The automatic programs are mostly well-tuned for what they claim to do. I have a couple that I return to when I want something easy. The stretch program, though, did not do much for me. It is gentle, and I do not feel like it replaces real stretching. I still stretch separately if that is what I need. For me, this chair is more about muscle relief and decompression than flexibility. After a bunch of sessions, I did notice a faint squeak at certain recline angles. It is not constant, and it is not loud, but in a quiet room I can hear it. I also had a small cosmetic piece around the footrest loosen once. It did not stop anything from working, but it was a reminder that there are a lot of moving parts here. When I contacted support, it was easy to reach someone and explain what happened. That helped my peace of mind. So overall, this chair has been very good at what I actually wanted it for. I can get consistent relief in my lower back, hips, and feet without guessing. The best results for me come from the middle zero gravity position, lumbar heat on, roller intensity set low to medium, and airbags set around the middle. On stressful days, that combination helps me calm down fast. On workout days, the calf and foot system does most of the heavy lifting. I think this makes sense for someone who likes firm pressure, wants full body coverage, and has enough space for a large chair. If you are very sensitive to pressure, you will need to take it slow and adjust carefully. If you are shorter, you may spend more time getting the roller position to land correctly. And if you plan to use it mostly in low light, the remote not being backlit is a real annoyance. I will post full information about the SL-A303 SL Track Massage Chair Recliner in the comments section. See you in the following videos.